I'm going to be ranking the best power forward cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. As you guys can see, we've got a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 35 of the best power forward cards currently in my team. And you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, what are your guys' favorite power forwards, what power forwards you guys currently running on your lineup, and of course let me know what you guys would change about my power forward card tier list. But looking at the first power forward is going to be Andre Bargnani. I never know how to pronounce his name, but I think he's probably going to be in B tier. He's not a bad power forward, he's just kind of in that middle range. He's 7 foot at the power forward position, 7'4" wingspan. He's going to be an invincible card, so great stats, great badges across the board. He's going to have perfect defensive tendencies, so on paper, looks to be a really good power forward. His jump shot's actually pretty decent. He's got the Bielitsa base, Carmelo Anthony upper on very quick timing. It's actually a pretty good jump shot, it's fairly fast, and then he's also got, you know, solid dribble sigs with the DeMar size up, the John Wall escape, aim behind the back. He's got the quick drops off one and the front clutches as well. So all around a pretty good power forward. I don't think he's like top tier A or S tier, but I think he's probably going to be in that middle to high B tier range. Artis Gilmore is a tricky one because he's still 7'2" at power forward, has a great player model and a great wingspan. So I think I'm gonna go Artis Gilmore in A tier just because of his size and his defense. I think he's slightly better than Bargnani, but I do think he's not gonna, I don't think he's gonna be S tier. There's just way too many good power forwards in the game, like this endgame D-Rob. Like D-Rob for sure is a top 5 to 7 power forward in the game, and that's usually what's in my S tier categories, like the top 5 to 7 cards at that certain position. But yeah, D-Rob's gonna be 7'1" at power forward, 7'5" wingspan. He's gonna be one of the end game cards, so has that same jump shot, the same dribble sigs, the same dunk packages. He's gonna have maxed out stats, badges, tendencies. Like, you can't get much better than an endgame D-Rob when it comes to these endgame cards because they're all the exact same. Now I will say the lefty release, the fact that, you know, he does shoot left-handed, I like a little bit more, I will say, than, you know, comparing it to a righty endgame jump shot. So that's why also I do like D-Rob a ton, but even if he had a righty jump shot, he would still be in that S tier category. DeMarcus Cousins, or sorry, not DeMarcus Cousins, Ben Wallace. I'm gonna probably go C tier for Ben Wallace. I could see him in B tier. He's only 6'9" at power forward though. I will say it's just a little bit undersized, right? 6'9" at power forward, 7 foot wingspan. At this time of year, I just don't know if you could be 6'9" at power forward and be like an elite level card. You can still be very good because he's got one of my favorite jump shots in the game for a power forward, the Montrezl Harrell base, Oscar upper on very quick timing. Like, if you're running the right lineup around him, if you were to have like a Victor Wembanyama, the invincible card at small forward, and then like Ben Wallace at power forward, you could definitely make it work, and I think he's a great card. But for now, I'm gonna probably go him in C tier. I do think Bill Russell is just a slightly better version of Ben Wallace, but it really comes down to preference of who you think is better. But I don't think you could put either of those guys in the A tier category. Maybe they could be both in B tier. I think I'll go both these cards in B tier for now, but really not sure if they're going to stay in B tier. Manute Bol, easy S tier power forward, even though he's not some crazy glitchy endgame card or, you know, crazy glitchy invincible card. He's still going to be 7'7" at power forward, 8'5" wingspan, one of the best player models in the game, and he really dominates with his defense and his size and his player model, where a card like Victor Wembanyama, or sorry, not Victor Wembanyama, I mean, I guess Victor too, but more of like a D-Rob or Embiid or these other endgame power forwards are more about their offense and their, you know, three-point ability and their dribble sigs and their dunk packages. But Manute Bol is there for defense, size, rebounding, and just being an absolute monster on defense, and I think still probably is the best power forward or the second best power forward. It really just comes down to preference and what you need from your power forward position. Now, DeMarcus Cousins, I'm gonna probably go in B tier. The thing is, we gotta have some cards in C and we gotta have some cards in the D tier category, but for now I'm gonna go these invincibles in B tier. But I think I might have to drop them down to C tier, you know, just because there's so many good power forwards in the game. But I think for now they'll be in the B tier category. I think Boogie does play pretty good in game. Once again though, only 6'10" at power forward. Now endgame Tim Duncan, I'm not sure if he's a top 5 power forward. Like I said, there's just so many good power forwards in the game. I think he'll probably be high A tier, like top of A. He's 6'11" at power forward, 7'2" wingspan, has a great player model in game. We know he's gonna have the same jump shot, the same dribble sigs, the same dunk packages. So he's gonna be a really elite power forward card. I'm just not 100% sure if he's going to be an S, so I'm just going to keep him an A for now. Chris Bosh, I actually really liked a lot. I think he's a pretty good power forward. Once again, I don't know about A tier. 6'11" at power forward, 7'3" wingspan. I really do like his jump shot. I think he's got great dribble sigs. He moves super fast in game with the D-Mitch size up, the Curry escape, right, Dame behind the back. He's got the quick drops off one. He's got perfect defensive tendencies. And yeah, I just really like how this card plays in game. I think his wingspan and his player model is elite. I do think he's going to be in B tier. Now, Brad Daugherty, I think is actually pretty good. I'm going to drop Ben Wallace down into the C tier category. Once again, guys, I gotta have some cards in C and some cards in the D tier category. Dirk, I'm probably also gonna go in C tier. Another like really good offensive power forward. He's got a great jump shot, one of the fastest power forward jump shots in the game. I just think there's a little bit of a difference between like a Dirk and a Chris Bosh. Like I like Bosh a little bit more. I think Boogie and Bill Russell are slightly better than Ben Wallace, and then I think Bargnani is a little bit better than a Brad. So I do think they're very similar power forwards, but once again, there's got to be some sort of separation. Now, endgame Shaq, easy S tier category, very similar and pretty much the exact same card as D-Rob. Now, I will say Shaq does have a crazy good player model in game, probably one of the best player models in my team. He's 7'1" at power forward, but he has a 7'7" wingspan. And we all know Shaq is an absolute tank in game, so that really does help him out on defense and getting paint stops and, you know, just dominating down low. It's really nice to have that big player model. And the reason why he might be the best power forward in the game, once again, I think these are the top 3 power forwards, and it really just comes down to preference and what you need at your power forward position. Now, talking about the next Victor Wembanyama, I'm gonna probably go A tier. He's still 7'5" at power forward, 8-foot wingspan, one of the best player models in the game, a super lanky player build. I think Wemby, because of his size and his player model, still probably gonna be in that A tier category. I don't think he's S tier anymore. Evan Mobley, I'm gonna also go in A tier. I do like Mobley a lot. He's 7 foot at power forward. He's a great defender with actually a super fast jump shot. I think Mobley probably one of the more underrated power forwards in the game. Horace Grant, I'm gonna go either like high C tier or low B tier. I'm gonna go high C tier for Horace Grant. Not the biggest fan of this card in my opinion. Triple J, I might go C or D. I think I'm gonna go C tier for now for Triple J. He's still a really good defender and has some pretty decent size. Hakeem Olajuwon gonna be our first D tier center, or our first D tier power forward. Not to say that Hakeem Olajuwon is bad at power forward. There's just so many other great power forwards in the game that there's going to have to be a couple cards in that D tier spot. He's 7 foot at the power forward position, 7'3" wingspan, still is a really good defender. Jump shot is decent, it's okay, it's nothing crazy. His sigs are okay as well, nothing too crazy. And yeah, just once again, there's so many good power forwards in the game. I do think Hakeem's going to have to be in D tier. Dikembe, I'm going to still probably go B. And same thing with Walker Kessler. I don't think either of those guys are A tier. I mean, you could maybe argue A tier for Walker Kessler. They're great defensive cards for sure, and they have pretty solid jump shots, but I think Mobley, you know, Wembanyama, Artis Gilmore, Tim Duncan are just like a step above, gonna be an A tier. Anthony Davis, I'm gonna go C. I don't think Anthony Davis is really that good at power forward, just doesn't have a great jump shot. Honestly, I'm debating putting him in D tier. I'm gonna go C for now, just because he's an invincible card. Kevin Love, I think, is also C tier, a little bit undersized at power forward, really good offensively. He reminds me of like a smaller version of Dirk. Like, he's still got a great jump shot, super fast, and really good offensively at power forward. Just going to be a little bit undersized and maybe not the best defender in the world. Invincible Kristaps, easy A tier. I could see him even being an S. I think he might be better than Tim Duncan just because of his size at power forward and his jump shot. Like, he's got one of my favorite jump shots at power forward, if I could actually spell his last name correct. He's 7'3" at power forward, 7'6" wingspan, still has that absolute money jump shot. You know, for a power forward, he's got very solid dribble sigs. He's a great defender, and he's quick now that he's an invincible card. I do think KP gonna be at least an A tier, but I could see him honestly being in the S tier category. LaMarcus Aldridge, I'm gonna have to go D. I think Marcus Saul, I'm gonna go like high C tier for Marcus Saul, maybe in the B tier category. George Mikan, Pau Gasol, I think are all going to be in D tier. Once again, not to say that they're bad power forward cards, there's just going to have to be some cards in D tier, and I think those guys are probably the weaker power forwards on the list, so I'm going to put them in that D tier category. Kareem, I'm still going to go B. Really good defensive power forward. He's just like a worse version of Artis Gilmore in my opinion. I mean, maybe you could argue Kareem in A tier, but for now, I think he's going to be in that B tier category. Invincible Shaq, once again, I think he's going to be in the high A tier category, very similar to a Kristaps, a Tim Duncan. Like, I think they're all on that same range and might be in the S tier category. Jack Sigma, I'm gonna probably go B tier. I think this card's actually amazing at power forward. He's got such a quick jump shot, one of the fastest power forward jump shots in the game, and he's actually not a terrible defender. He's pretty solid. Taco Fall, another easy A tier option. He's 7'6" at power forward, 8'2" wingspan. Like, we know what Taco Fall can do. He's got one of the best player models in the game. He's such a good defender on the inside. He can mash like crazy, space out the floor when he needs to, but mainly just going to be a dominant force down low, and I think is still probably an A tier power forward. Now, Anderson Varejao, I think is actually also A tier. Like, this Varejao card is an absolute beast. I don't think he's S tier. Like, some people are saying he's like a top 5 power forward. I don't know if I agree with that just because he's only 6'11", but this card is amazing at power forward. Like, I think one of the best power forwards in A tier right now, which is kind of crazy to say with how many good power forwards we have in the A tier category. But yeah, Anderson Varejao, just an absolute beast with his jump shot. He's got the Montrezl Harrell base, Oscar upper on very quick timing. His stats are amazing across the board. His dribble sigs are great, amazing dunk packages, really good defensive tendencies. Like, Varejao is an absolute beast at power forward. I think he's going to be an A tier. Bill Walton, same tier as like a Marcus Saul and a Dirk Nowitzki. Kevin Willis, I think, is probably also C tier. Joel Embiid, I'm going to go in S. He's another crazy tall power forward, not crazy tall, but another tall power forward, and he's going to be an endgame card. And then the final power forward is going to be Alonzo Mourning. We'll put alongside Horace Grant in that C tier category. So now we got to move a couple power forwards into S, and I'm going to go Kristaps, and I'm going to also go Tim Duncan. I think I'm going to leave Invincible Shaq in A. You could maybe argue Invincible Shaq over Tim Duncan, but in my opinion, guys, this is going to be my power forward tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.